So, Jug, mate, I think the fact that you didn't start golf till you was 13 and then you decided to turn pro at 4, I think is a great achievement on its own. I think, like I said, it's something that I'm thinking about doing. If I can get down to that level, just chuck myself in the deep end and see what happens. And I think you're a prime example of that it can happen if you put the work in and you learn from your mistakes and you learn from the hard times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I've got a long way to go.
Yep.
My pro career, there's been some highlights, but there's been more disappointments than highlights.
Yep.
But I think that's just the nature of the game. And all you can do is try and learn from it. I mean, I was very bad at that for the last sort of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just feeling disheartened and not being in a very good mental space with looking at how I've played and learning from it, rather than sort of just feeling down about not getting what I wanted. I mean, expectation's a horrible thing because you always expect way more than perhaps you should, which I think is dangerous. And I mean, that's one of sort of my goals this year as well, is to really accept what happens. What happens. So you've just got to move on. Obviously, each week's a new week. It all sounds very cliche, but it is true.
Well, yeah, it's the process, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to trust in what you're doing. Small gains, marginal gains. If you can find 1% here or there, then I mean, it all adds up. It's end. Because if you improve every area by 1%, suddenly you've improved 10%. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Rather than trying to improve one area 10%, it's much harder.
100%. But that leads on to something quite nice then, because again, I ask every pro that I speak to if they could give free tips to any aspiring golfer on how they could potentially become professional. What would those free tips be? So, yeah, from your experience and your the way that you conduct yourself, what were the 3 top things that you think people should be doing?
I mean, obviously, you got to be a good putter, regardless. I mean, that's probably a very common answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, mentally it is a journey, and it does take longer than you think and than you'd like to think. So yeah, don't rush it, and just enjoy the journey and enjoy the challenge of trying to get better. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is to, because a lot of the time when you're playing, it's very, very easy to forget why you're playing the game. Because at the end of the day, we all do enjoy it.
Yep.
You love playing and love trying to beat it or trying to beat yourself. And yeah, just don't forget actually why you're playing the game in the first place.